that you call the traditions of man, worshipping man. Remembering this is, the idolatry of man. That's all that is, the memorialisation of war and, a nation identification, just identifying. This all comes back to identification. You identify with a nation, you identify with anything. Like here in Australia, if you identify with Australian, Torres Strait Islander or Aborigine or whatever you want to call it, it's identification. Once you identify with anything through a yes or no, without a question, if you don't question those questions, then you go into identification, which is basically it's just idol worship, and then that's jurisdiction here.
There you go.
What comes out of the mouth, whatever comes out of the mouth is jurisdiction. It's information, knowledge.
You claim.
You make a claim. Yeah.
Are you a United States citizen? Yes, I am, and I got right. Well, you just gave them jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I'd rather say, what do you mean by United States citizen? Anyway.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Are you Australian? Oh, is she cute or whatever? What does that look like? It's identification is key. They need to identify you. And when you discover, how can you be identified? It's actually, it's only what comes out of that mouth. Other than that, how is anything to be identified?
Who's the first witness against you, huh, Boon?
Yeah,
Who's
there
the
you
first
go.
witness?
There you go. Yeah, you testify against yourself by just simply going, yeah. Because once you make an I statement, imagine the I statement is basically it's like imagine, how can I put it? Imagine
it's easy, Boon. It's easy. You just accepted liability for the claim. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's all it is. But it's. I guess I'm just looking at it from the perspective, if it's all property, that the identification goes with I am, and I am is the father, the possessor is one, so to speak, and it's as soon as you take possession of an identity, of a word, a term, whatever you want to call it, because you need to look at it. If it's true, I'm only going if it's true. And if it's true in the scripture, it says, I am, the word is with God, the word is God, the word was always God. Now, I've never met God, but if it's true, so the all property is of the possessor, of the Father. So if that's true, every word, what am I doing with it? If there's an agent asking me about identification or anything like that, as soon as I identify to it, I've now taken the property of the word of the word is with the Father. I've taken this property. I've taken I am. I've taken property from the maker. As soon as I've taken property from the maker, there's liability there. That's what the Batman's saying.
Well, you're making a claim, man. You're
making a claim.
The creation. You're claiming the creation shit, man, and they got all these fucking watchdogs out there.
That's right. You're claiming the creation, which basically, if there was a name of the creator, it's I am. And I'm just bringing the I am and identification and all that. I'm just bringing them into the connecting the dots and saying that's how you can start to see what is identification. And once you start seeing identification, it's fucking everywhere.
Well, anytime you do that, it's a claim. And claimants are at war. Could it be? And their job is to take care of people at war, keep them in check so they don't fuck with all these peaceful inhabitants just using shit around here. You know what I mean? Kind of way I look at it anyway, for what it's worth.
Look, I see it exactly the same Batman. It's just finding a way of connecting the dots and going, okay, what is identification? What is this I and I am and I I don't know. It's just something to
no,
help.
no, Boon, don't get me wrong here. That's a good way to deal with I call him the judge on the curb.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Please.
Yeah.
I love you, brother, man. It's fucking beautiful. We're on the same page.
Just a perspective. That's all. It's perspective.
Yeah.
To perhaps if it helps in opening the eyes to what this is, and it can be very, very difficult to see when the eyes are closed, in a sense, to this, because when the eyes are closed, it's like being wrapped in ownership, wrapped in possession. Yeah. It's very hard to see.
The veil is lifted when you stop being a claimant. Could it be?
Yeah.
Anyway, Boom, I got Jag on here. I want to ask him about something.
Yeah, go for it.
Juggernaut. Yeah.
Good guys. Oh, yeah.
Did that guy want the one you sent me a link for?
No. Just someone asked him. Someone asked who he was, and I'll just put that up there.
Well, the thing of it is, if he wants to get on a call, I'd be glad to add him.
He hasn't.
But if you just want to add him, I kind of.
No. I didn't want to add him.
Oh, no,
I've put him on another group. So if he wants to join or contact, he can put something up. That's all.
Well, yeah, it's up to him. I appreciate, you know, you like what you heard, but unless the individual wants to contact this asshole, I mean, I kind of shun away from that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Just someone asked who he was, so I just said if you want to just put it up there. If they want to go and talk to him, they can go and talk to him.
Cool. All right. Anyway, where was we, Boon or Jag? Well, whatever. You guys, you got something you want to talk about?
No, not yet. Hey, Jared.
Hey.
How you going?
Jag, I like your picture you put up there.
I love you too, man. I love the picture you gave me. Thanks very much for that. That's cool.
How you doing, Jag?
G'day, Daniel. How you going, Boon?
Well,
good to hear you. I listened to the call yesterday. It was great. Yeah, no, it was really good, man. Yeah. So it's still going on Monday night. So I absolutely forgot this Monday. I didn't even realise it was Monday.
Whatever's you know, what we're actually doing now is there's a few guys who are coming in. They want to what happens when they go and, you know, like they get caught with the coppers or something. They get a recording like a CD. So we're just trying to get a few guys who are coming in with their CDs. We're just going through the questions that the coppers are asking. Oh, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We stop it at every moment, and we start asking. You know, we question for question. You know, what would you ask with this question? Why wouldn't you ask that question? You know, and how do you bring it to how do you ask a question that's neutral, where you don't ask, you know, when was the last time you beat up your wife, so to speak, those questions.
Yeah.
You know, start asking the proper questions, and that happens when you're on the hot seat.
Yeah. I'm trying on this Monday, if you don't mind. That'll be good.
It's all good, bro. Whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was getting a bit quiet there for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, things are getting too good down here. AI, you know, people sit back on their couches, watch their TV.
Okay.
They haven't got the agents knocking on the door yet, telling them, right, empty it, come out, taking all your stuff.
The thing of it is, Boon, you get what you put out. if you're in Lebanon or whatever you want around you, I'm led to believe nobody's going to screw with you. And I'm led to believe I don't give a fuck what country you're in, so-called country, or wherever you are in this so-called rock. If you live that way, man, get the popcorn, grab a beer, and enjoy the fucking show. What can I tell you? It was
pretty much. Yeah. 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 There's mind you, there was a movie, I think, Nicole Kidman, Queen of the Desert, and there was a scene in it which I really loved. The horsemen, they circled her in the desert, and they said, "We're going to destroy all your the horses, and we're going to kill you." And she says, "Before you do that, take me to your sheik." And they brought her to the sheik, and she, it was a totally different story. It's like, take me to your leader. The leader is the judge, and basically, I see no claim, I see no fault in this man. Right? Are you the king of the Jews? Are you saying that I am? And I see no fault in this man. And basically, you go from there, and you can live peacefully. So it's very important to deal with the horsemen who surround you, and the horsemen who surround you are the agents who come and basically come knocking on the door or surround you. They come and say, right, we're coming in for a search or whatever. Before you do that, take me to your leader, right? Because basically, choose this day who you serve, right? If you're an owner, they'll come and do the search, right? If you basically want to live peacefully, then you're living with you're basically you're asking to take me to your leader, which is basically take me to the one that you serve, and that's the beginning. It's a very interesting journey, very, very interesting, and it's as ancient as anything. These things have been going on for I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of fucking years. I can't even imagine how long it's been going for.
Yeah.
Has anything changed?
I believe not. I believe the claimants get the liability.
Oh.
Just stay on point. It could have been. It was.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There was another movie I watched with Chris Bale or whatever. He played the Batman. I fail to recall the name of it, but he was at war with people and he got captured. And they more or less said, "We'll let you go, man." But if you don't make a claim, more or less, I'm putting it in a nutshell here, but he had to make a claim. I mean, and this was at war. I wish I recalled the movie. There was a little part in that. Yeah. He said, "Hey, was that
the part where? That? Was that the part in like Batman and Robin, one of the movies where he was charged from stealing from his own,
own company? No, that's not it. This was another movie. It had nothing to do with the well, I shouldn't say nothing. Batman movie, but there was a movie he did where he got captured by the Japanese or whatever. It was a World War II movie or something, and the guy in command asked him, "What are you?"
Yeah.
And he made a claim. "I'm a combatant." He said, "Fine."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said, "I said all he had to do was ask the right question. They would have sent him packing."
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? I remember that. I wish I recall the name of that movie, man.
There's some real gold in a lot of that stuff. I mean, if only those little snippets.
Yeah.
Like, if you can live by that, wow, that is like, mate, you couldn't get more wealth than that. Those little things and living by it, those messages.
They tell us everything, brother.
They're telling us everything. That's right.
They tell us everything. The thing is shit. You should have realized it by now. But most people are too busy blaming others for where they're at. It could have been anyway. That's just what I've seen through the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I could recall the name of that movie. Christian Bale. Look it up. You'll probably find it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I think it was even, that movie was even before he was Batman or played Batman.
Right. Yeah.
But there's pearls out there and everything, man. The thing of it is, where's the heart at? Are you listening to the voice within or you're not?
Yeah.
Bottom line, you ask me.
Yeah, what are we feeding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good, boys and girls. Unless you want it otherwise, I'd say it's all good. Enjoy the experience.
Yeah. Count it all joy if that's such a thing.
Yeah, I hear say. Yeah. Works for me.
Yeah. It works for me.
Yeah, I'll say it again, Boon. I appreciate you showing me simplicity.
Oh, yeah. That was a good song, that one, in the back.
Yeah.
Simplicity. Yeah, don't bring up terms. That's what I learnt by the big judge up here. As soon as I brought up, even a claim or whatever, Batman, it's just what I learnt. That's all. The judge goes, well, using your terminology.
Yeah.
And that's when I went, oh, no way. Are you kidding me? I mean, that basically means I'm in possession of terms, words. The word is with God. Mate, they do everything by the letter. And every letter, every word, whose property do you think it is? It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing when you start to, if one can conceive that, it's quite a head fuck. Like, it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Every word. Are you kidding? That's when you start to realise it's the living God or the living possessor or whatever you want to call it. It's like right in front of us, and we can't even hear or see it.
It could be that's why the old saying come up: ignorance of the law is no excuse.
There you go. You put your head in the sand. What do you think's going to happen? Oh, mate. Yeah. What can we do without one another, man? Could I have come this far without one another, mate?
Exactly. We'd probably be pretty bored if you was the only one on this, Brock. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Love them.
That's it. That's right. Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, good.
I probably shouldn't bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. I get people I've been talking with for years now, and they still don't get it. They let the, yelling, this and that, and fucking, and they just want to keep on. What's your problem? I think I asked them today, if I offended you, would you be so kind to forgive me? I don't know how many calls you've been on with me, Boon, but some of the calls I get fucking irate, allegedly. That's how some people claim it.
Yeah, well, Batman, look, it's, it's very easy to, it's.
Wait a minute, Boone, slow down. Let me finish what I was explaining. Yeah. I do that because at the moment, I believe they need a boot to the head. And if they think yelling or the way I put it to them or what I say is offensive, well, they need to fucking I shouldn't say they need to fucking understand. The thing of it is, I try to tell people, why do you let anybody says get under your skin, more or less? What do you care about what others think?
Yeah.
And I'm just having fun with them. I mean, the original back calls, man. It was,
that's right.
Fuck, who cares about all that shit? So the guy got yelling at you and fucking called you names and everything. Why is that your problem? You know what I mean?
Batman, don't forget, we're actually on the call, so we can actually call each other names, because part of calling each other's names is helping us get over ourselves.
Could it be? Boot to the head. Yeah.
If we can't be comfortable in someone going, hey, fuckhead, hey, what are you up to? You know, or you're this or you're that. I mean, they're just words. It's what you believe about it, right? If we take offence, I mean, think about it. The offence is like the Holy Grail. It's in the offence. The offence is the word. The word is with God, or the possessor, whatever you want to call it. But when you get offended, it's kind of like the offence is I'm in possession of a word or something that someone says, so I'm upset now. It's like, who are you to be upset over a word? These words are just like fucking tools. They're like a sound, like a note on a piano. They're a note, a sound, and you enjoy a sound until you ask, hey, what does that mean? You know, then you go from there, and then you go, okay, so it means that. Cool. Okay, now we can agree to it. You know, we can agree that that's what it means. And you know, where's the argument once there's agreement? You know, if we agree on terms, well, how's there a fucking argument about anything?
But here's another thing, Boon. I tell people I'm at young, scream at them and give them the opinion I have at the moment. But that's on me unless you take it personal. I mean, you know what I mean? And I love it. There's people I've been talking with for years out there. They take it personal.
Yeah, they take the opinion. They take it, and it's kind of like I was. It's also the same with me, Batman. I say, look, I'm saying a certain word, not directly to you. I don't wake up in the morning and think of, oh, how can I offend one of my brothers? No, it's not what I don't live for that. But if I'm going to give an example or show an example of how this works, first it all starts with the offence. And if I can offend someone, then we've got something to work on. Yeah. We've got something to work with, right? If you know, and if there's nothing to be offended with, well, then I guess we're all having a good time.
Well, that's why I like the question. If I offended you, would you be so kind to forgive me? I mean, move on.
Yeah, but, you know, well, first of all, if I'm offended, well, that's a good sign for me. There's obviously some work I need to do, because I'm offended about something. Why am I offended? Why do I become offended over these things? What is it about? You know, that makes me offended.
Well, claimants get offended real easy, could it be?
That's right, and that's why we have what you call down here infringement notices or transgression notices, because it's kind of like the first thing is, how can they send that to me? I'm offended. Yes, because you get offended. That's why you're in possession of property, which is the word, and that's pretty much how it works in this part of the town. If you're offended,
the thing of it is that they fucking believe hearsay. I mean, I want to know who sent this invitation and what we can do to settle the matter honorably. You know,
if I was to ask, who are you? How would you answer?
Fuck if I know.
What did you say?
Is that what you'd answer? All right.
Fuck if I know. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who
do you think? Who is one who believes he can answer anything? What does one believe they know to answer anything?
Yeah, think about it.
Prove the answer. Yeah, prove that you know what you're saying.
Yeah, but how would,
and what you're saying is the answer. What do you know?
Yeah, but how would you?
Hey, Boon. You go back to what do you mean by who? Yeah. I love you, brother.
I don't know
I'm
about
pretty
who.
sure you wouldn't say goodbye, no,
Right.
because I mean it's a claim, obviously. But how would you answer it in the form of a question?
Answer what? Well, what? Rather than listen, this is really important. Rather than answering or responding or uttering or making a sound out of it, you focus on what you heard and then ask the question. End of story. Asking is different to answering. Asking, down here they call asking considering. That's something that one might consider. If you are asking, that means if I may consider the following. Okay, so we consider things rather than responding or answering. Very important to maybe ponder on that and look at what exactly is this consideration.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I take a moment to consider what you're asking? Yeah.
If there's a moment to consider what you're saying, and that's it.
Same deal.
Same deal. Just always ask. You know, they want to know what your intention is, and when they hear you're asking, they go, they give you the grace. The grace is, hang on, he's pondering on what we're talking about. He's just not knee-jerky answering.
You know the old saying, Boon? The old saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans.
Yeah. Well, in one way, in Rome, do as the Romans do. But, how do I do it?
Stay in honor, man. You believe consideration is they got a better handle on that than asking them to claim it? I say, by all means, that's the best way to go. Could it be?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just what I've been trying to explain to people is in general, brother. And unless you go out and live it, man, it's, fuck. What can I tell you?
Another language.
It was.
It's like it's like speaking another language. If you haven't lived it, if you haven't actually gone out and asked, that's why with the possession questions, like what do you mean by have, what do you mean by got, and what do you mean by your, and all those possessive terms, when you don't ask them, because there's something about why it's so difficult to ask those questions, because it's like one is reducing one's intelligence. It's like you're becoming a dunce, or retarded. Anyone put your hand, hang on, Batman, put your hand up and ask who wants a reduction of intelligence. I was in a room of 50 people. Guess who put their hand down? No one.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, no. Who wants a reduction of thinking that you know something? Everybody wants to fucking fill their mind up with knowledge and information. Yeah. Who wants to go the other way?
What a thing of it is, it's knowledge and information. I mean, what evidence do you have? There is such a thing.
That's right, Batman. But I'm talking about when you when in front of you is questions like, is that your car? Can you get out of this car? What do you mean by get? What do you mean by have? Dealing with the
it's
possession.
Simpler, brother. Instead of asking what evidence you have I own such a thing, I love it. What do you mean by get? It gets start right at the beginning, man. I'm telling you, brother. Fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
It's
very, very simple.
What do you need to prepare for, man? Okay.
There you
the guy
go.
says get out of the car. Oh, get. What do you mean by get?
There you go. There you go. What do you mean by get? Did you have to bring up the term car or emergency or whatever it is? You just stick to what do you mean by get, and that was it, and that deals with it. Unless you're asking it, and that's living it. first-hand experience by asking. See what happens. Go out there and ask it and see what happens. It's too simple to try and pass this message on, but who wants to live it? Who wants to do it? Give it a go.
Boom. It's simple but not easy, because you know something? Ears to hear. Okay, what's the first question? The guy's making a claim. Get. Okay, what do you mean by get? Right off the bat. Never mind the car or anything else. What do you mean by get, brother? I love it. I'm telling you, man. Fuck. What an asshole I am.
Yeah, no. Well, look, actually, I'll tell you what. Also, down here, even in the court, when they ask the question, "Have you got a lawyer?" Now, how do you deal with that? I mean, when I ask the question, "What do you mean by got?" You should have seen the judge. The fucking judge goes, "That was just." In other words, when you don't deal with what do you mean by got, then you're asking for man to represent you. Now, once you do that, what do you think's going to happen?
You're going to get a fucking somebody you don't want in a party.
You ask yourself, do you want man? Do you want man to decide, an outcome for you, or are you already spoken for? Do you worship man? Do you fear man? Tell me, anyone here, does anyone fear man? Because if you do, you want to fear the maker of man even more.
Hey, Boon. The judge asked if you got a lawyer, and he asked him what he means by got. Now he's got to make a claim.
That's right.
Judges don't want to make a claim. It's so beautiful, Boon. I fucking love you.
Hey, Boon.
Yeah.
Hey, Boon. Question. I got a question for you. I like that how you do that with the question and the question. Can you also do that? Can you also do that after they make a claim? Like you can,
no. It's irrelevant what they do. It's what you do by what they say, and you're not there to set any more traps. You don't set traps for them. You only ask the question that comes out of their mouth. You don't ever set a trap. You never set a trap for your fellow man ever. And that's when a trap is basically that you're looking for either vengeance or that you're looking for repayment. When you're sort of you owe me something. You got to be careful of the questions when you're asking those questions. You owe me. You did something to me. Well, you're going to be careful. There's going to be an anvil falling from the sky, and it's going to come your way.
Could it be you set a trap? You'll surely fall in it.
There you go.
But Money Mike, tell him he got another hearing now. It didn't go to trial, and tell him what you told me a little while ago, if you can recall, and let's see what Boone has to say about it. What do you think?
You got this thing called a pretrial diversion, but basically what happens?
Yeah. They call that down here too.
Happens, and then basically when it gets to substance, what happens is it's just like community service or some other shit, and basically but the case ended up getting dismissed because of that. So and I took that versus because they had other plea. A plea deal, but that would have been probation. I would have had to plead either guilty or found guilty, and that wouldn't work good because the probation was just taking too damn long, and I wouldn't be able to. So everything seems to be good on that. What do you think?
Money Mike, tell him what you said before you took that offer.
I said, yeah, good, and then I'm gonna discuss the terms and conditions of that offer too. And the attorney said, yeah, we can do that.
What do you think?
Yeah, he said, yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's when you. Yeah, that's when you come and ask them when can I meet the claimant. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or who's the one? That's first-hand testimony.
Yeah, the terms and conditions. Yeah, that's fine, but that's why Now, this is probably what normally, if I may just paint a little picture here. When you're asking, do you agree, like they're going to read out the charges, etc., and if someone's asking, do you agree with that? Say, I'm going to ask, do you agree with that? So you're agreeing with thine adversary, but when you ask the next question, the informant goes, yes, I agree with all those charges against you. And then you go to them and say, well, is that agreement between you and me signed on a piece of paper before the judge? What that means is that's got to do with the wooden idols of man, that man are submitting to the wooden idol of man, and that you have an agreement with the wooden idols. If you have an agreement with the wooden idols, right, you won't be asking that question. You go straight into a plea, and they can pretty much railroad you and go down here which way they want with you. So if you're asking about, do you agree with that, right, that basically is agreeing with thine adversary that the agent or the informant will go, yes, I agree. They'll say it in court. I agree with that. Yes, I agree. And they'll say it under oath. And then when you hear that, and then you ask the next question, is that agreement between you and me signed on a piece of paper before the judge? That's that's basically the business that's taken place. In other words, that is what you're talking about. Was there terms discussed between us? Was there an agreement of these terms that we now agree? Do we have an understanding of one another? Do you and I, have we met to discuss and have an understanding with this? That's what that means. And that's where basically where the two will never shall meet. We're basically the owner and the one who is living as a peaceful inhabitant or with the father. There'll be no the two will never meet, because when you're asking these questions, you won't be entering into any contest or contradictory. You won't be contradictory.
Exactly. I believe the point of the matter is he didn't argue with him. He'd like to discuss terms and conditions of the matter. And they said, yeah, okay. So stay on point.
Yeah.
Could it be it'll all go away? That makes sense.
And that's where that's a good thing in asking, because that's like, could you ask that question again about the terms and conditions? Could you? How did you say it again?
Where'd you go, Money Mike? I'm mute.
I got one.
Yeah, no, what was that question?
Hold on, James. Go ahead, Money Mike.
Yeah.
Boon's asking exactly what did you say?
What?
He accepted the offer and asked if he could negotiate terms and conditions, I believe. But you tell us there, Money Mike. What did you say? Boon wants to know. Inquiring minds wants to know.
No, basically, all I did was, I said, then I come here, and then we'll discuss the terms and conditions, and that's what I told her.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. And what happened after that?
What?
What was the immediate? What did the judge do after you said that?
Not the judge, the attorney. Just the attorney said it was good.
The prosecutor.
We were outside the courtroom. That's when I was trying to get a hold of you. That didn't answer. But anyway,
he got another court date. Now he can do what you recommend, Boon. I mean, if you're listening, Money Mike, think about it. What Boon is saying.
And I'm going to play this call. Yeah.
Because they've got to get.
That's pretty cool.
Mighty Mike, this is really important. The main goal of these prosecutors or whatever their role is, they've got to pass on with whatever they can possibly do. They've got to pass on the claim to you. They've got to get you to believe in that claim no matter what. if you don't believe it, the biggest problem here that the judge had with me some time ago was when the prosecutor pretty much came right next to the judge in the court and said to the judge, he's just not going to take it, Judge. Now, do you think that's a good report card?
Well, what does he mean by take it?
No. You see,
No?
in other words,
well,
like if they can't, hang on, Mikey Mike, if they can't get you to believe, guess what? There's a problem in the court. Houston, we have a problem. We can't get him to fucking take this. So what are we going to do about it? Oh, shit. Looks like we'll have to fucking, we'll have to dismiss the charges or whatever they're going to do with it. Yeah? Because he's not going to take it. Yeah? Have you ever heard that song? He's not going to take it. No, we're not going to take it. I think it's to do with the education. I think Pink Floyd sung a song about education. We're not going to take it. You got to take. That's the name of the game. You got to take the offer, and you got to believe it. You got to.
Wait a minute. You don't got to take the offer.
I didn't say that, Batman. I'm talking about what they're doing, you dickhead.
Wait a minute. Think about it. Just give me a chance. Let me say something here. They need you to accept the offer.
Hey, Batman, what's another word for accept? Anyone on this call? Does anyone know what another word for accept is? Anyone?
Claim.
Yeah, but hang on. What's another word for accept? Can anyone come up with another word?
Asshole.
Claim. Yeah, all right. No, take, for fuck's sake. Go on.
Yes.
Fucking, it's called T-A-K-E, take. Right?
But
accept.
Wait a minute.
Batman, hold it for a second. Batman, hold it for a second. Hold it for a second.
I hold it for a second.
Listen, 1 minute. Right there. So he's not going to take it. Well, that means, fuck, if he's not going to accept the belief, he's not going to take it, right?
No,
because he's asking the question, are you saying I was there?
Boon. That's the lawyer's opinion. He's not going to take it. It's got nothing to do with him. That's the lawyer's opinion. The bottom line is he's just asking me to claim it. What's there to take? Anyway,
we all, Batman, we're on the same page with that. But I'm trying to take you on a little bit of a journey, if one's possible of doing that, into the courtroom where there's a prosecutor and there is a judge and there's all the clerks and everyone else in there. I'm just bringing you into a theatrical fucking arena where these things are happening, yeah. And how do you go about in questioning the charges? What do you want to do with the charges here today? Will the judge say? And then, and you go, well, what do you mean by that, Judge? Well, what do you want to do with the charges here today?